Good morning, everybody. Bear with thebearindependent.com. Oso independiente, as they call me in the Espanol. We are in the truck. We are going to pick up some wheat from a brother who happened to be passing through the area, and we've been coordinating, and this morning it's time to go get some wheat. The reason we are getting wheat, wow, it is dark under these trees right here. The reason we are getting wheat is it's food storage, right? We will bucket it up in 5-gallon Mylar bags with double oxygen absorbers, put it in a bucket with an O-ring lid, and label it and put it up, store it somewhere. And recently, there is one source that I checked that, about 10 days ago, they had 50-pound sacks of wheat for $30, hard red winter wheat, free shipping. That's a little high, but free shipping, maybe-ish, right? Then I checked a couple of days ago, and the same bag, same exact product was $66, no free shipping. That's a lot of freaking money for wheat. So I was talking with my brother, and he said, hey man, there's a grain bin by me that still has wheat, 16 cents a pound. Roger that. I'll take 1,000 pounds, please. So if you're stocking wheat, or you want to stock wheat, you should get it ideally from a grain bin, not off the internet, because it's going to cost you tons of money. The reason for that is, you may or may not be aware, but there's been a whole lot of crop loss this year. There was crop loss last year. There will likely continue to be crop loss. The USDA percentage planted, I forget what they call that report, but I was looking at a report recently from the USDA, or the USDA as Joel Salatin refers to it, that was showing percentage of fields planted or percentage of crops planted. Usually about this time of year, there's about 4%-ish that's not been planted. We're like 40% on a lot of our major grain commodities. Corn, wheat, rice, right? All the things that preppers like to put in buckets. And so pricing is going to go up for two reasons. Number one, the scarcity, right? It's just not there. It's just not there, right? And number two, the likelihood of getting more of it, which I guess would be long-term scarcity, right? Short-term and long-term scarcity. Right now, there's less of it than there would normally be anyway. And later on, we're going to have an even harder time getting more of it because of we've got our breadbasket flooded. It's called the breadbasket for a reason, right? Just a calf crop destroyed. It's bad news. It's really bad news. And so I have been adamant about food storage since the day I started this channel. I want every single one of you guys and girls to have enough food to feed yourself and everybody you love for at least a year. Now, people think that that's crazy. A lot of people, they tell me, they're like, listen, bro, that's not so tremendous with the hand signs and the wall and the Melania. Fine. Don't store food. Just don't come looking for me when I've been telling you for years to store food and you haven't stored food. If you get into scarcity, right? If you start digging on scarcity, food scarcity, How many millions of people across the globe have been killed with weaponized food scarcity? Just starve them out. It's a lot. You should just look up Soviet Union food scarcity. Millions upon millions upon millions of people. What's the cheapest way to kill somebody? Just let them starve to death, man. There's just not enough food. Right now, we're okay. But I think we are going to start seeing a domino effect. And I don't want that for you. I don't want you to shrivel up and die because you didn't put food in buckets, because you had to have a new set of golf clubs, or because Susie needed new soccer shoes, or because you decided to lift your truck up 6 more inches even though it's never seen an ounce of mud before, or whatever stupid priorities you have over the longevity and strength of your family and loved ones. I don't want you to starve to death. I want you to be as prepared as possible, because that makes you less of a liability for me and more of an asset for yourself and everybody around you. I'm not worried about people behaving badly as long as they have food that they can put in their bellies. But people start acting crazy when they haven't eaten. I'm not interested in that. I don't want that for you either. And so, if you're not putting up food, you should be. If you are putting up food, I've gone from adamant to militant about food storage. I mean, ASAP. I would be, and I am, prioritizing food. Food über alles. Food over all, bro. Food, 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 food. The concept that I'm just going to get my survival seed vault and plant me a garden and I'll have plenty of food to live on. Will you? When was the last time you gardened? Is your soil good? Do you know how much rainfall you get? Where does the sun land? What are you going to do about pests? Blah, 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 blah. Are you aware that most of the food that comes in these survival seed vaults actually has a caloric deficit, meaning it takes more calories to plant and grow them than you will get back from growing them? Yeah. Hard truths. If you could plant enough food to feed yourself, you'd already be doing it. Which is why you should be doing it now. You should be trying now. I think it's going to be the thing that makes or breaks a tribe, a team, a mag. What is your food storage and ultimately food production like? Because sooner or later, we're going to take the last bite out of one of these buckets. There'll be nothing left. What are we replacing it with? And if the answer is, we'll just figure it out, will ya? You're gonna bet your life on that? You're gonna bet the life of your children on that? Your loved ones? Your wife? I don't know, honey. I guess we'll just figure it out. Shame on you. Shame on you. We'll just figure it out. Why? Because you needed another flat screen TV, or because whatever. Because your priorities are all jacked up. Unacceptable. Food is historically cheap right now, but that is about to change. About to change. I am going right now to put 1,000 pounds of food in the bed of this pickup truck so I can put 1,000 pounds of food in buckets so I can put those buckets somewhere so that me and my people have it when we need it. And I will probably go tomorrow and get another 1,000 pounds of food from somewhere else. And I may go, I don't know, I'm gonna have to start renting a damn warehouse. But if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I'll figure it out. But I don't ever want to have to look at my kids or my wife and say, sorry, yeah, Dad had to have another 308. Dad needed the new best putter. Dad really likes these rims on his truck. Sorry, guys. I guess we'll just have to figure it out. F that nonsense. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And I don't listen, I don't mean to yell at you guys. I know if you're here and you're switched on, you get this. But I'm just telling you, the complacency of modern man disgusts me sometimes. And you reap what you sow. If you sow complacency, you will slowly starve to death in complacency. There will be no, oh, we'll just, yeah, I know, I've been telling you for years to get ready, but you didn't, so here's some food, bro. Love ya. We've got a whole different set of rules after the balloon goes up. And so right now, the best that I can do for people in love is to encourage them adamantly, militantly, put food away now. Once something happens, the time for that talk is over. We've got a whole different situation now. I can't help you now. That's something that you should be thinking about. That's a conversation that you need to be having with the people in your life right now. Because most of us have people that know that, oh, we're the crazy prepper people. I'm just coming to your house. I've got a video on that. No, you're not. Not unless you've been invited. And you're not showing up empty-handed. You want to come to my house? You better start stockpiling things at my house now. And if I'm going to show up at your place, I better start doing the same at your place now. There's no just showing up outside my front gate or trying to walk up through my back 40 uninvited. We have ROEs for that. We have SOPs for that. Not good. Do it now. I mean, it's $160 for 1,000 pounds of wheat. I know. I just don't have the money. We can fix that too. I've talked about that repeatedly on this channel. I have lots of videos on the subject, but the long and short is you're gonna have to bust your ass. The end. You're gonna have to do hard things. If you're young and got no money, figure it out. If you're old and broken and got no money, you're gonna have to figure it out. If you're middle-aged and you got no money, you're gonna have to figure it out. I've figured it out my entire life. Literally, my preparedness lifestyle started when I was a kid and we didn't have enough money. We always had food, always, because we had livestock, we had gigantic gardens, we hunted, we fished, we did all those things, right? Non-issue. We never starved to death. But I'll tell you, it really, really put a concern on my heart when our neighbors were having a rough month and my mom would go into the pantry and pull a month's worth of food off of the shelves, a month's worth of food that we had canned and stocked and put up ourselves, you know, by the sweat of our brow and the blood of our hands, just to see that month's worth of food walk out, but knowing that, hey, if we need something, they've got us too. I've been about keeping food back since day one. Since I was young enough, but old enough to realize that food is power. If you got a roof over your head and food in your pantry, man, that cures like 90+% of your problems. And a lot of people out there think, well, I'll just, I got my AR, my shotgun, I'll just go get what I need. Once. You will do that one time around here. And it is not going to end the way that you think it's going to end. So instead of dumping more money in more guns, buy food. Literally, your life depends on it. And I'm sorry if I feel or I sound a little rawr this morning, but there's just simply no excuses. If you want anything bad enough, you'll figure it out. It's just most people don't want it bad enough. Try harder. And then I get all the comments, you just don't understand, T. No, I get it. I really get it. You just need to be harder than the problem is. The end. Shalom and blessings.